Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of my Myst walkthrough. In this part of the walkthrough, I'm going to be taking you guys through the mechanical age. So the first thing we need to do is go into the tower, and I'm going to show you guys all about the tower and how to get the different clues that will help you get to any age that you want. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go into the library, and on the wall there is a map. And this is a map of the island. And when you click on it, when you first start the game, as you can see, there is an outline of the library on the map and the tower, of course, but there's nothing else on it. The marker switches on the island, when they are turned on, they will activate the different landmarks to show them, to make them visible on the map. And that's what we need to do. So that when you click, you'll hold down on this image of the tower and it'll spin this line around. I'll show you. See, it spins around. So it'll line up directly on top of the different landmarks. And when it turns red, that means that the tower is ready to give you the clue. It'll make more sense whenever I show you. So what we need to do for the mechanical age is we need to go flip that marker switch and turn it on. It's really easy. Just come out of the library here, go to the left, go back down the hill to the dock. This is where we first started the game. And of course you can see this very large gear right up at the top of this hill. So just come up to the gear and here's your marker switch. So just turn that on. As you come across the marker switches in the game, you need to make sure that they're turned on. There are 8 of them on the island, and by the end of the game, they all need to be turned on. So good. We've turned that marker switch on. So now we're going to go back into the library and we're going to go look at the map again. And now on the map, we should see a big gear, and there it is. So now we're going to hold down on the tower and rotate the line around until it crosses over the gear and turns red. Now that it's red, that means the tower is facing the gear. So when we go to the top of the tower, the clue that we're going to see directly corresponds to how to get to the mechanical age. So that's good to go. So the next step is clicking on this picture frame here, this picture frame of this secret passage, and that closes the front door and opens the bookcase, revealing the secret passage. So we will just go back behind the bookcase, go down the passage, and find the elevator, and just hop on in the elevator and go on up to the tower. Okay, now that we're up here, you can go up the first ladder and you can look outside and you can see that we have the gear in our line of vision. So that means the tower is facing the correct position. So we'll just go back down this ladder and we need to go around to the back side of the elevator to the second ladder. And you can see there is a sign that has a key. So that means, hey, there's going to be a clue here. So just go up to the top. And here is our clue. This one actually is 2 clues. It's 2 sections, 2 parts. The first clue is 240, and the second clue is the numbers 2, 2, and 1. I write these down in my Myst journal just so that I don't forget them. If you play it enough, you have it memorized. I have those memorized by now. But if you haven't played it before, or your memory is terrible like mine is, you might want to write those down. So we'll just go back into the elevator and go back down to the library. Okay, so now we will head out of the passage and we need to get the front door open. So we are going to click on the picture frame of an open door and voila, the bookcase will close and the front door will open. So now we're going to head out of the library and go straight downhill past all these beautiful redwood trees. They look like redwood trees. I don't know what they are. They're pretty though. Okay, to the clock tower. This panel here controls the big hand and the small hand on the clock tower. Our first hint was 2:40. So as you probably have guessed, we need the clock tower to read the time 2:40. So we're just going to move the knobs until it says 2:40. And there we go. When it says 2:40, push the red button and you'll see the really cool gear passage that comes out of the water. Make your way down that passage and go over to the tower. Here's another marker switch. Flip that on and then open the door and head on in. This is part 2 of the clues. The second clue was the numbers 2, 2, and 1. So you need this to read 2, 2, and 1. And you will need to manipulate the levers until it says that. So the right lever manipulates the top 2. The left lever manipulates the bottom. And if you mess up, as you pull the levers, the counterweight goes down to the bottom. When it reaches the bottom, you can't pull the levers anymore. And you'll have to pull this lever over here, resetting it back to the beginning, and the weight will go back up and you'll be able to try again. So you can try as many times as you need. It takes some experimenting around, but I should be able to get it. Usually I can get it right like on the first try. Let me see. No, I messed that one up. Okay. So I think it's twice. 1, 2. Yeah. So the right lever, you pull it twice. And the left lever is the one where you have to kind of hold it down for a second until it kind of matches up. There we go. So I held the left lever down until I heard it sound, the gear sound like 3 times. It was like 1 second. And it just aligned up. So you notice this opened up, meaning that the big gear that's outside by the dock is now open. So we're going to go back up the hill and we're going to go to the big gear. Come on. Come up here and it's open. We now have access to the book that will take us to the mechanical age. So just like with all the books in this game, you just open it up and click on the picture and you'll go to the age. Okay, so welcome to the mechanical age. The first thing you're going to see when you back out is this pedestal here. And you can play around with it and input a whole bunch of different symbols. There's thousands of different combinations. So it's pretty safe to say that what we're going to be doing is trying to find somewhere on this island, we're going to be trying to find the symbols that we need to input here. When we do input those, it's going to open this hatch right here, taking us to the room where we can access the linking book to get back to Myst. The point of going to the different ages is to collect the red page and the blue page. There's one of each in each age. So that's what we need to do. You can only carry 1 page at a time. So you will be making either, if you want to do just one brother, help one brother and not the other, that's fine. If you want to do both pages like I'm going to do, you're going to have to be making 2 trips to each age. But that's okay because the first time is the hardest. Once you have access to the linking book, going back to the age to get the other page is really, usually it's just a breeze. So we're going to go down here and we're going to enter the fortress here. And as you can see, there's a hallway with two different directions. These both go to different rooms. We're going to go, let's go to the right. I believe this is the war room. Yes, this is the war room. This is Akinar's room. As you play the game, you'll learn that Akinar is kind of crazy and that he has kind of a bloodthirst. He's into torture and stuff. So you'll zoom in on the throne and you can see this not conspicuous at all labeled door, secret door. So you'll click on it and whoa, a secret room. I didn't know that was there. So yeah, you'll duck down into this secret torture room and you can see his electrified jail cell where he probably has tortured many people. And this, on this shelf of what I'm assuming are dangerous and deadly poisons, there's a blue page. So you'll just click on the page and now we have it in our hand and we're good to go. We can get out of this room. You can look around. Like I said, in this game, there's all kinds of stuff to see and do. You can just click on things and explore. But for the purposes of the walkthrough, I'm just going to go to the places that we need in order to advance. So on your own time, you can look around. Feel free to do that. I'm just going to skip through and just go to what we need to. So there's also in this room, next to the throne, this weird stand looking thing. This is the Fortress Rotation Simulator. This is very important, and I will show you why. We're going to click on it. It's calibrating. Okay, so this device is going to teach us the different sounds that we need to know in order to rotate the fortress into the correct directions. So I'm going to show you how to use it. And what I had to do was when you rotate it in a certain direction, you get a certain sound. Those sounds will be associated with those directions. And you, like I said, you'll need to use those later on in the Selentic Age. You're going to go through a maze, a directional maze that's based purely on directions and sounds. And so the sounds are the same that you'll learn here. So if you can memorize those sounds or write them down with descriptive words, that's what I did. I wrote in my journal. And so I'll show you how to hear the sounds. So you always need to pull the left lever up first, all the way. And then with the right lever, you can, when you push it up, you'll move the red arrow to the different directions. And then release it when it gets to where you want to go. Now that it's facing the direction you want, when you pull the left lever down, it's going to make a sound. So take note of that sound because that's the sound for that direction. So let's hear what east is going to be associated with. To me, it kind of sounds like a spring. So I wrote like a spring sound or something like that in my journal so I would know. So now we'll go up to north. And this is the sound for north. And I'll play it again. Okay, and now we'll do west. Kind of a trill sound. It's my favorite one. And then we'll go back to south where we started and hear what south is. And to me, that kind of sounds like a steel drum. So that's what I wrote in my journal, steel drum for south. Okay, and those are the sounds that you need to know for the different directions. So now we're ready. We're good to go. We need to go access the actual, this is just a simulation. We need to go access the actual levers to actually rotate the fortress so that we can go to the different direction, face it in the different directions. So now I'm going to show you how to do that. So we'll back out of here. and go back down the hallway. And there's another room down here. That room was Aknar's room. You can go down here to Sirius's room, and you can tell he likes wealth. He likes the good life. Um, and if you face his throne, he has a secret room too, a little more well hidden than Aknar's. It's behind the hanging tapestry, but you can still see an outline here. You can tell there's a door, but like I said, at least it's not painted yellow. Um, but you click on it and you go into duck down into his room, and you can see all of his treasure chests full of gold. And in the corner, you've got your first red page. If you were to select that now, it would put the blue page back where you found it, and it would pick up the red page because you can only hold one page at a time. So I'm going to leave this here for now and just make a mental note that now we know where the red page is located, and we'll come back and get it on our second run through. So facing the wine area, we have a note here, and this is a note for Sirius from his brother Aknar, talking about his greed and more brotherly love. So anyways, we will come out of this room and go back down the hallway to the middle of the hallway where you see the red button. So this thing right here is an elevator, and we need to be able to get into the elevator. So to do that, we need to push the red button to open the hatch on the floor. And we'll just make our way down there to this pedestal. And it's really easy. Every time you pull the lever up, these circles will rotate. You just need to rotate them until the two holes are lined up, and the whole thing will glow red. So like 1, 2, there we go. Oh, I passed it. So we'll just go again around, and I pass it again. It's really sensitive. Let's go really slow. Come on, one more. There we go. Okay, so it's red. The two holes are aligned, and that means now that the elevator is open. So now all we have to do is go back up and close the hatch and get in the elevator. Head forward into the elevator and push the top arrow to go up to the top floor. Exit the elevator and turn around and face it, and you can see that there's an arrow here, and our pointer arrow also points up, indicating that we can look up. So let's click up, and up there now we catch our first glimpse of the levers that we need access to. So in order to get access to those levers, I I hate to admit it, this part took me forever to figure out. It's really simple. You just need to get in the elevator, push the center button, and then click out. So that jumps out of the elevator and sends the elevator down to the center level, bringing the levers that are up top down to you. That took me so long to figure out. I don't know why. It's really simple, but I just could not get it. When I finally figured it out, I was so happy. So anyways, we have the actual levers now. These are the real levers that rotate the fortress. And it works the same as it does downstairs. You'll pull the left lever all the way up, and then you rotate it with the right lever. And then once you have it in the spot that it needs to be, you pull the left one down to hear the noise. And the noise is going to indicate what direction we're facing. So I'll go ahead and tell you that the two directions that we need to face are north and east. Those will give us, those are the directions we need to go. So we're going to do north first. You can use this mirror here that shows a gear spinning to kind of see like how many rotations it does, to kind of help you judge what direction you're going. I just go based on sound. I kind of like hold it up for a couple of seconds and just listen to the sounds. We're facing south right now. So we need to go north. So we're just we have to go past east up to north. So we're going to hold it up for couple of rotations and then back down. And then let's see what sound we hear. Okay, that sound means east. So we went east, so we need to go up one. We need to rotate one more. There we go. I think we rotated. Let's hear what we hear now. Okay, that sound right there, that means north. So we're good to go. We are now facing north. So we can push the red button to send the levers back up and get access to our elevator. So now we're just going to get back in the elevator and we're going to go back down. Make your way out of the elevator and go down the hallway, go through the room, and voila, the fortress rotated to the north, revealing a ramp that you just go straight forward down it, and you go to the pedestal at the end, and we now have the first two symbols that we need. So I wrote those down in my journal. Make a mental note or write them down because you will need them. But these are the first two symbols that we need. So now I'm going to show you how to get the second two symbols. And it's just a matter of rotating the fortress now to the east. So we'll go back down the hallway, back through the war room, and we'll just get back in the elevator and we'll go back up to the top. Okay, we'll push the center button and then jump out of the elevator. Bring those levers down. Okay. So now we need to face the fortress to the east. Right now we're facing north. So we're going to have to spin it around quite a few times in order to get it to go east. So I just held it for a little while. Okay, that's the steel drum sound, so that means south. So we are almost there. We need to spin it one more time. There we go. That sound means east. I'll play it again for you. So we're good to go. So we'll just push the red button. So we'll just get back in the elevator and go downstairs. Okay. Make our way out of the building. And now the fortress, as you can see, has been rotated to the east. So just like before, we're just going to go down the path. There's only one way to go. Just keep going straight. And you'll go up the stairs to the pedestal. And those are the last two symbols that we need. So we have our symbols. And now we just need to rotate the fortress back to the south, which is the original direction. Oh, this room is so creepy. Okay, back into the elevator we go. Okay, so we need to rotate the fortress to the south. We are currently facing east, so we have a little ways to go. We got to go around north and west until we get south. So I'm going to hold it up for a minute. There we go. Okay, let's see where we are. Okay, that was the trill sound. The trill sound means that we're facing west. By the way, there's nothing if you go west. The only directions you need, like I said, are north and east. So you can go west if you want, but there's no clues or anything for the game. So we're facing west. This is west. And we need to be south, so we'll just need to go one more. There we go. That was one rotation. There we go. The sound like a steel drum. So that means that we are facing south. We are back in our original position and we are good to go. Okay, so we have our blue page and we have the symbols that we need. So we're going to leave the building and go back to where we came in and go to this gear pedestal at the entrance. And we're going to input the symbols that we need. So this is the first one. And the second one looks, oh, I passed it. There we go. And then this one should have, I passed that one too. This one should have the little ball on it. There we go. And this one should be a half moon. There it is. Okay, so these are the 4 symbols that you need. Press the red button. And voila, we have access to the room and the linking book back to Myst. And so we're just going to click on the book and go back to the library. Okay, so we'll go down, we will go to our blue book because we have a blue page. We're going to insert that and we're going to see what the second part of Aknar's message is.
He returned! He wouldn't return. They just rescue me. I'm Aknar. My brother, I beg you. To be complete. Always blue pages. Listen to him. Now listen to my brother. He's just a buffoon and a liar. Bring me the blue pages. The red ones. Don't bring the red ones. I implore you. I've been wrongfully imprisoned. You must I will have my retribution. Please bring me the blue pages. Pages.
Okay, so I think Aknar has probably been trapped in that book for way too long because he sounds like he has completely lost it. But that is that's the second part for Aknar. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the mechanical age and I'm going to get the red page so we can hear what Cirrus has to say. And so to do that, you just do what you did before and go up to the gear and click on the book and you'll go back to the age. Okay, so we're back here in the mechanical age, and we already know where Cirrus's room is, so we just need to go to his room and get his page. So we'll go to his Oops, his throne's over here. Here we go. We'll just go into his little secret room and go to the chest in the corner and click on his page. So now we have his page, and we can go back and see what his message is. The pedestal should still have the same symbols. It hasn't changed. So all you have to do is push the red button and open the door back up and just click on the book again, and that's it. Okay, let's head on over to the red book and let's hear what Sexy Cirrus has to say.
You've returned. Thank you for bringing me that way. You must continue. My name is Cirrus. I beg you to find the remaining red pages. You must read. Release me from this book which has become. Bring. I need more red pages, please. Beg. Don't waste time. Look. Don't touch. My brother. My brother is guilty. And I wrongfully imprisoned. Bring the red page to me.
Okay, Daddy, you sound lonely. Anywho, same old, same old. Both brothers saying the same thing, that they're both trapped, that the other brother is the one to blame, and that you should only help them and not their brother. So you kind of have to make a decision. I know I'm going with Cirrus, but anyways, that's the end of my walkthrough for the mechanical age. Stay tuned for my other videos that I'll make to walk you through the other ages.